For years now, I've seen countless images and memes of Komi Can't Communicate, and I've always seen people recommending it and even recommending it to me. And I've always thought to myself, like, this is a manga series I want to read. This is a series that I want to dive into and just check out because it looks like something I would truly love, enjoy, and immerse myself in. But even though years have passed since the series began, I never really read it. But with the recent anime reveal, and also just me really finding a new grand joy for slice life romance recently, just really diving into a lot of different stuff of that type of genre, I decided to sit down and give Komi Can't Communicate a chance. It was that final push, and I'm at long last wanting to talk about this just fantastic slash precious manga series that I think everybody is going to just straight up enjoy. And when the anime comes out, it's going to take the manga to a whole other level. Like, imagine Kaguya-sama, Love is War, okay? Like, imagine how good that series is. Like, just imagine how beautiful it is, how great it is, how people are just jumping for joy about it with the OVA that recently released, and then the upcoming season eventually, and then just, you know, everything about the previous two seasons. People love Kaguya-sama. It's really, everybody talks about it. And the thing is that I feel like Komi Can't Communicate is one of those series that's going to be in the same vein as that. It's going to be the talk of the town. When this series gets an anime, which it was already announced, and when it does come out later this year, people are going to be just straight up mentioning and talking about this, raving about Komi Can't Communicate because of just the presentation of it, the cuteness of the main character, and just how unique it is in its own way. I feel like this is going to be a very big series. I can just sense it. I can feel it from just reading the first 16 chapters of the manga. And obviously, that isn't a lot. There is a lot of chapters of Komi Can't Communicate already out, and I do plan to catch up. It is really good. It's a really good read. I'm just going to say 100% recommendation. I'm just going to say right now, I recommend reading this series. But obviously, I want to talk about it. So, here's the thing. Komi Can't Communicate, if you haven't guessed what it's already about, it's literally the title. Komi, our main female character, she cannot communicate with others. And this seems like something that many could understand and also not understand. There's going to be definitely a divide between how people come into this series and look at it. Because me as an individual, for a very long time, ever since I was young, I've had issues with conveying communication with people. Like, I don't look people in the eyes. I to this very day, I have that problem. I am overcoming it. But it is an issue I personally have. I've mentioned a few times throughout the years of my issues with communication, and that's the thing, is like, I understand Komi. I understand what she goes through, how she tenses up, she freezes up, or she has this subconscious tic that she doesn't really know how to properly react to, and she just does these things that are very awkward. Everything about Komi really does make sense, and it's emotional, but it's enjoyable, cute, precious, but also emotional. There is this hidden thing behind the scenes that really makes it sad, and it makes you root and cheer for Komi, for she can really get out of this dark hole and have a very happy and bright future. And I love what this series does. It really opens the door up and lets you kind of know about how there's so many individuals out there that can't properly express themselves, or they can't properly communicate with others, but they really do want to communicate with you. And that's where the manga comes in. Komi Can't Communicate is literally a story about that. There's many scenes to where you see like characters freaking out or getting nervous around Komi because she puts on this expression like she's really serious or angry because she tenses up so hard that people think she's angry at them. And that's actually not the case. She just tenses up because she wants to talk, but she just freezes, and she's scared, and just her voice will not come out. And so she has her own message, or her own, like, body movements convey something very different from what she actually wants to convey. And it's very interesting to see the way the story presents this element, because it's like, I've never really seen a manga do something like this. Like, the last time I've seen a manga really, like, introduce, like, communication issues and stuff like this to this level in such a way, I remember Silent Voice. Like, Silent Voice is a really good manga. If you ever read that, once again, recommend it. You really should go out of your way and read that series. It is, Like, if you like Komi, that takes it to another level. But what I'm trying to say is if you remember, if you've ever read Silent Voice, and you know how the communication was between the characters in the early stages, and mostly throughout the series, you will definitely know kind of what I'm getting at when it comes to Komi can't communicate. You can see she has trouble displaying her emotion or, expressing herself. And that's where our main male character comes in. He comes in to try to help her communicate better and help her actually be able to make 100 friends. And that is the main wholesome objective of the story. It's nothing grand of her wanting to get with someone and, have a family and marry. She doesn't want to become, let's say, the ruler of something. She doesn't want to be, a business owner, etc. She just wants to have 100 friends. And in a lot of people's eyes, when you think about that, 100 friends, okay, and really, you just take a step back and think, you're like, 100 friends, like, that's not a lot, but at the same time, it's a lot, but it's like, really? That's what you want out of life? That's your dream? But the thing is the reason why Komi wants this is because that's kind of like, if she can make 100 friends, that means she might have the actual confidence within herself to be able to actually finally speak for real. And that's where I start to question myself. I start to wonder while, reading the chapters I've read and wonder, what happened to Komi? Like, obviously, people do have inherent communication issues, even at a young age. Maybe there is no reason for it, it just happens. That is definitely a thing. At the same time, there is other things that could stem from it. Maybe bullying or individuals that really said your voice was bad or sounded weird and you just shut up and you get, a lack of confidence within your own voice and so you don't speak. And I do wonder where Komi's main issues kind of stem from. Is it from her own lack of self-confidence within herself to be able to speak? Or is it because someone did something to her in the past and she just, doesn't want to speak because she's afraid of her own voice? Whatever the case may be, I do love how this series handles Komi. She's a very precious character, and I feel like if I had to really say what she represents, she's like a cinnamon bun. Like, she's a cinnamon bun that is just cute and sweet, precious, and I keep saying the word, but it's really the truth. It's what this series is, and I haven't smiled so big in such a long time while reading a manga, and this is a good series. Like, I cannot wait to see how the anime takes this to a whole other level, and that's something I want to talk about. So, I know this is supposed to be a first impressions for Komi's manga, but at the same time, this is definitely something I want to talk about since the anime is coming. I can't imagine how the voice actor for Komi is going to present, Komi in the anime. Like, obviously, the voice actor really isn't going to have to say many lines, but I feel like the animators might do something very interesting. They might actually add internal monologue of Komi inside her head. Now, obviously, this would be original anime, original content, but it would be interesting. I do wonder if they're willing to go that far and how fans would react to maybe an internal monologue of Komi in the anime. Whatever the case may be, though, I do think that just this manga has so much potential, and I'm just so glad to see that, like, everybody that's recommended over the years, they really weren't wrong. This really is a good series, and I'm glad I finally had the final push to send me over the edge to actually read this series, and I can't wait to dive back into it after this video. Just, seriously, if you want a really wholesome slice-of-life manga with probably some romance, I don't know how much romance it's going to get, but it might eventually get some romance, I could not recommend Komi Can't Communicate more to you. It's so good. But I just want to leave it at that. I just wanted to shout out this series and just a fun ride I'm currently enjoying while reading it. I don't know, just, I gotta talk about it. I had to talk about it. But with that, guys, be safe, stay healthy, enjoy your day, enjoy the rest of your week, whatever you're doing, and just, yeah. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below, and with that, Chibi out.